Good morning, Phoenix class. To today's maths lesson, I can divide decimals. So what have we been doing so far? We have learnt how to solve timesing decimals. So here we've got 6 times 0.3. So we can use our known facts. So 6 times 3 ones equals 18 ones. So 6 times 3 tenths is going to be 18 tenths. And we write 18 tenths by exchanging 10 tenths for one whole. And then we've got 8 tenths remaining in the tenths column. There's a recap there for you to do. This is just going over work that we've done in the last couple of days. My top tip is to draw yourself a place value chart to help you. Your answers are on the next slide. So let's have a look at our first problem. What do we know? 4 small blocks balance a 0.8 kilogram box. What is the mass of each block? Well, the first thing we need to do is understand the question. So let's just read it again and find out what we know. We know that we have a 0.8 kilogram box. We also know that it is the same weight as 4 small blocks. Okay, what else could we do to help us understand this question a little bit more? We could draw a bar. So our total weight is 0.8 kilograms. We don't know the weight of each of these blocks, but we do know that all 4 of them are the same and they all add up to 0.8 kilometers. So something plus something plus something plus something equals 0.8. So what operation are we going to put in here? Yeah, you're right, we are going to need to divide. I wonder if there's any known multiplication facts that might be able to help us based on what we've done before. Well, I know that 8 divided by 4 equals 2. So 8 ones divided by 4 equals 2 ones. I wonder then if the same thing applies with multiplication as it does with division. I wonder if I can say 0.8 or 8 tenths divided by 4. I wonder if that gives us 2 tenths. Could we make this stem sentence work? 8 ones divided by 4 is equal to 2 ones. So 8 tenths divided by 4 is equal to 2 tenths. So 8 divided by 4 equals 2. So 0.8 divided by 4 equals 0.2. Let's have a look in more detail and see if that works. So here we've drawn out the problem again. We've also worked out that the calculation we need to do is 0.8 divided by 4. Now this bar looks familiar, doesn't it? So this chap is saying, I think I can use multiplication facts to help me. 0.8 divided by 4 equals something. So 4 times something equals 0.8. So I know that 4 times 2 equals 8. So therefore, I know that 4 times 0.2 is going to equal 0.8. So 8 divided by 4 equals 2, and 0.8 divided by 4 equals 0.2. So we have been able to prove, using this bit here, that our stem sentence is correct. However, She's done it a different way. She said, I think I can solve this by sharing to find out what 0.8 is when I've shared it into 4 parts. So she's written it out as 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, and again. So she's got 8 0.1s. And then she's drawn boxes round to show how many would go if she was to split it or share it between 4. But she's got the same answer. Which method do you like best? Okay, let's look at the other part of this. How many blocks will balance an 8-kilogram crate? So the first thing we need to think about is how many times bigger is 8 than 0.8? What do you times 0.8 by to get to 8? Well, I know that 0.8 times 10 equals 8. So it is 10 times bigger. So if I had 4 blocks, equals that, and this 8 kilograms is 10 times 0, oops, forgot my time zone, 0.8, then I want to times this side by 10 as well. Let's go through that again. 8 kilograms is 10 times heavier than 0.8 kilograms. So I need 10 times as many blocks. I had 4 blocks before. I'm now timesing it by 10 because 8 kilograms is 10 times more. So that's going to give me 40. I can double check my multiplication, or I can double check my answer by using multiplication because we'd already worked out the weight of each of the blocks. So we know each block weighs 0.2. Well, if 4 times 2 equals 8, 40 times 0.2 also equals 8. So therefore 40 must be the correct answer. Let's have a look at this one. A bottle contains 1.2 litres of juice. It is shared equally between 3 glasses. How many litres of juice are in each glass? So the first thing I'm going to have to do here is I need to do a bit of exchanging. I don't want ones and tenths. I only want tenths. So I'm going to have to exchange this one for how many tenths? 1 whole one is worth how many tenths? You're right, it's worth 10 tenths. So I want to exchange my 1 whole one for 10 tenths. Here we are. How many tenths do I have now? Well, I've got 10 there and there's 2 more. So I've got 12 tenths. What multiplication facts do I know about 12 and 3? Well, I know that 12 divided by 3 equals 4. I wonder if I can use my stem sentence here. So let's have a look. So we've got 12 ones divided by 3 is equal to 4 ones. So 12 tenths divided by 3 is going to be equal to 4 tenths. So I know how to write 4 tenths. We do it 0.4. So we want 0.4 of a litre. In question 2, explain how each of these models can be used to solve 4.8 divided by 6. So let's have a look at the place value grid. First of all, what is that showing us? It's showing us that the whole ones, there are 4 of them, and each of them is going to be exchanged for tenths. How many tenths are in a whole one? 10 tenths are in a whole one. So I'm going to add in an extra 40 tenths, add that to the 8 that I've already got there. So I've got 48 tenths. Now I can divide that by 6 by using a stem sentence, which is what Danny is trying to do here. I know 48 divided by 6 equals 8. So 48 tenths divided by 6 will equal 8 tenths. Now on this second model here, we've got a number of bars. So what's Bella done? Well, Bella has got her 4.8 bar and she's divided that into 2. So that means each half is going to be worth 2.4. She's then divided each half into 3 sections. So 2.4 divided by 3. Well, I know that 24 ones divided by 3 is going to be 8 ones. So 2.4 divided by 3 is going to be 0.8. Bella was also thinking of a different way here. Here she was trying trial and error. So she knows that 6 times a half is 3. She then worked out 6 times 0.6. She probably would then have done 6 times 0.7. So she's using the inverse to check. She still wouldn't have been there. And then she would have done 6 times 0.8. Which method do you think is the most effective? Which one would you use? Okay, going into our practice book, and I want you all to have a go at all of the questions on here. So number 1, complete the divisions. So you've got your place value counters. Each one is 0.1 and there are 6 in total. And we are going to divide those by 3. So you can use your stem sentence. 6 ones divided by 3 is equal to 2 ones. So 6 tenths divided by 3 is equal to 2 tenths. So we can write our 2 tenths in as our decimal. We can double check that by thinking, right, if I divide these up into 3 groups, how many place value counters are going to be in each group? There's going to be 2, isn't there? So 1.1 plus 1.1, sorry, 0.1 plus 0.1 equals 0.2. You can have a go at B and D. They are exactly the same. In 2A, complete these division calculations. So again, this is using known facts. If you know what 36 divided by 4 is, you can work out what 3.6 divided by 4 and what 0.36 divided by 4 is. Remember, when you're using the stem sentence, you're going to have to change it slightly for that last one. So 36 hundredths divided by 4 is equal to how many hundredths? Part B, complete the division calculations. Again, think about what you already know. Use the stem sentence to help you. Just be careful when you're writing your answer that if you've got a number of tenths or a number of hundredths, the last digit goes in that column on your place value chart. Let's have a look at question 3. Complete these calculations. 0.2 divided by 4. So what we're going to need to do here is actually think of how many hundredths we've got. So we're going to leave our 2 tenths in there and we're going to add a 0 as a placeholder to our hundredths. How many hundredths do we now have? We've got 2 there and we've got a 0 there. So we can say we've got 20 hundredths. Now I can divide by 4. So 20 ones divided by 4 is equal to 5 ones. So 20 hundredths divided by 4 is equal to 5 hundredths. So our 5 would go in that column. We'd put a placeholder in there, then our decimal point, and then another placeholder. Let's have a look at B just to make sure you're happy with this. So this time we've got 0.3 divided by 6. So we're going to have to make it into hundredths. How many hundredths have we got? Well, if we've got 3 tenths and 0 hundredths, that means we have 30 hundredths. Again, I can now use my stem sentence. 30 ones divided by 6 is equal to 5 ones. So 30 hundredths divided by 6 is equal to 5 hundredths. I'll let you do C and D on your own. Don't forget, though, to write this bit as well. Explain how the calculations are related to each other. You won't be able to do that until you've got all the answers. Question 4. Complete the related calculations. So it's telling you that 7 times 8 equals 56. From that information, you will be able to write all the other answers. Again, use your place value grid, use your stem sentence to help you. Question 5. A box of pens costs £7.20. There are 12 packs in a box and each has 3 pens. How much does 1 pen cost? Well, again, I need to understand the question. So to do that, I'm going to draw a bar. I know that a box of pens cost £7.20. So I can write in, that's my box of pens, and it costs £7.20. Remember, I can also write £7.20. If I forget that it's money, it's the same as that. A reminder. Okay, there are 12 packets of pens in a box. So there I've got my box and I've split it into 12. So the first calculation I'm going to need to do is £7.20 divided by 12. And that will give me an answer. But every box contains, every pack, not every box, every pack contains 3 pens. So whatever my answer is, I'm now going to have to divide that by 3. And that will then give me the price of 1 pen. Have a go, take it slowly and one step at a time, and you will get there. If you feel you need more practice, you can do this page. Or if you're fairly confident, then instead of that page, you can do this one. It's an either or both if you really fancy. But you need to do one of them, either the need more practice or the challenge page. Finally, for your reflection, write a word problem for the division 3.2 divided by 8. So a word problem is that like that number 5 on the practice book pages. Have fun today, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.